Properties of materials. These are the 5 properties of material. We will discuss one by one. Appearance. Depending upon the appearance, there are 2 type of materials. One is lustrous and other is non-lustrous. The material like diamond, gold are shiny and they are termed as lustrous material. Generally, metals possess the property of lustrous, and we observe that the metal loses its luster after some time. Why this happens? This happens because of the action of air and moisture on it. And some materials like graphite, wood, they do not appear shiny and they are known as non-lustrous material. Hardness. Depending upon the hardness, there are 2 type of material: hard material and soft material. The material that can be easily compressed or scratched are soft material, example cotton, sponge, and the materials that cannot be scratched and difficult to compress are known as hard material. For example, stone, wood. Solubility. The materials that generally dissolve in water when we stir it are known as soluble material. For example, salt and sugar is generally dissolved in water, so salt and sugar are soluble in water. On the other hand, the materials that cannot be dissolved in water, even though we stir it, are known as insoluble materials. For example, stone and sand, when we mix in water, they do not dissolve in water, so they are insoluble materials. Not only in case of solid, few liquids also possess the property of solubility. Few liquids like lemon juice, milk, vinegar, they are soluble in water. On the other hand, oil, they does not dissolve in water, so they are insoluble in water. Even few gases are also soluble in water, and because of the presence of the gases in water, the aquatic animal can survive inside the water. Float or sink. We observe that few insoluble materials, they generally either sink or float over the water. The materials like leaf, cork, as they are light compared to water, they float in water. On the other hand, rock, coin, as they are heavy compared to water, they generally sink in water. Transparency. Depending upon transparency, there are 3 types of material: transparent, translucent and opaque. The materials through which we can see are known as transparent material. For example, glass, clear water and some plastics. On the other hand, the materials through which we can see but not clearly or partially are known as translucent material. For example, butter paper, frosted glass. And the object through which we cannot see are known as opaque materials. For example, metals, wood, cardboard, etc. So we can group the objects on the basis of appearance, whether they are hard or soft, whether they can be compressed or not, whether they dissolve in water or not, or whether they float or sink in water, partially or completely. So in this way, materials can be grouped on the basis of similarities and differences. Now one question: why do we need to group objects? because of a number of reasons. First, for our convenience to store. We often group objects in order to store similar objects together so that we can easily locate them. For example, in our house, we store spices in kitchen. We don't store the spices in our other room. We store the spices only in the kitchen, and we store the washing products always in our bathrooms. Next, convenience to study. When we group the objects, it is easy for us to study their features as well as to observe any pattern of their features. Thank you.